Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibration Spirituality, and I'm here with your Pluto retrograde and Aquarius and Capricorn. Not gonna lie to you guys, I have had this written out for almost 2 months, and I'm finally just getting around to it, but hey, I believe that divine timing is at play here, so we definitely need to hear this now. And I don't see that it's not a coincidence, being that we are going into eclipse season, depending on how you're feeling, what you're going through. Videos for that will be made later on, but I decided to take a more educative stance on this retrograde because I feel like we're at a very pivotal point in time where we need to learn and understand how connected we are. And being that Saturn is in Pisces, this is a very, like I said, pivotal time to kind of be alive here on Gaia, aka Earth. And we're learning that we are more connected to spirit and things beyond the physical realm than we think, okay? So we're going to skip the card read today, and we're just going to hop into what Pluto means, what this means for it being in Aquarius, and what it'll mean for Capricorn. Now, I know that you guys have seen my videos in the past about Pluto and Capricorn, and we'll go over it again because I feel like this might be one of the last few times that we're actually going to sit with this for a retrograde in Capricorn and understanding what's kind of going on. So this might be a little bit more of a longer video, but let's start with Pluto, right? Pluto is the outermost planet in our solar system. That means that the sun does not hit it, and it is not as warm as either Mercury, Venus, and Earth will be because we are one of the closest planets to the sun. Pluto, even though it is not considered a planet in our, now in our education here in the US, Pluto is still a planet. They call it a dwarf planet. But to me, I'm like, it still orbits, it's a planet, but whatever. We still count it as something here. And what happens is this planet is known for death, destruction, rebirth, and kind of starting from the ground up, destruction from, think of the Tower in Tarot. The best way I can explain this is, think of the Tower in Tarot for my readers, right? It is part of where Pluto will go to deconstruct the whole tower to rebuild it from the foundation down to be rebuilt back up. There we go. But yes, so this is essentially what Pluto energy is, and it has this somewhat of a slow burn effect. It takes time. It feels like you're being thrown into almost like a ring of fire. There's this drive and this passion to make change, or there's this throttling energy that we get pulled into when it comes to this. And so you're seeing this in the sign of Aquarius. And I do believe it takes about Pluto 20 to 30 years, depending on retrogrades and things like that. Might be more 20, but it takes 20 years to move into and from signs in and out. And so right now, you're seeing destruction on a collective level, and also, once again, look at this where it's going on in your chart. But you're going to be mainly feeling that friend groups in which you belong to, or friendships that you've been in, or how you view your friends, how you relate to the group, and seeing how you can be your own and be eccentric in that. And so with this, Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, and so what this means is it's about radical change. It's about, how do I put it? I guess I would say society. And because Aquarius is an air sign, and Aquarius is the water that is giving life to everything else. So this is about everybody. What is best for the group? How can you bring your individualism to the group to create the group, as seeing in Leo, because this is the season that we're in for the sun. This is what we're living for. This is where your expression is at this time. So seeing radical changes with that, seeing where we can change in society for the greater good and being in a higher place. And they call the age of Aquarius, as as you've heard in multiple different places and sources, that this is like the golden age of when we're going to see these radical changes. So you're seeing really big identification, I wouldn't say issues, and it could be issues, but depending on how that is in your chart, right? So the best example I can give is, this is happening now in my chart in my 5th house. Aquarius rules my 5th house. And what that means is, and the 5th house is ruled by Leo, so this means that I will be seeing a slow burn effect in how I relate to groups in my daily life and the enjoyment that I have. So my friends and how I enjoy that, my hobbies, my romance, how I view romance, it is going to be completely deconstructed to be completely rebuilt back up. So I'm going to see what happiness means to me. How can I move through quickly and fast within that? Because it's Aquarius. Aquarius is very fast. It's very freedom loving too. So how can I be more intellectual? How can I enjoy my pursuits on that level? What is giving me life? So what I've been doing is, because it's the house of Leo, Aquarius rules the house of Leo, I have been going back to things I enjoyed in childhood. I'm going to try those things. I bought a PS5 to play games, because I used to love playing games as a kid. I'm going back to reading, because I loved to read as a kid. What else? Any things that made me feel nostalgic, but also seeing, do I still have interest in those things? So I'm going to completely deconstruct to rebuild that whole thing of what romance means for me, dating, playfulness, creativity, my whole creative way, and how I am creative and how interested I am and how freedom loving I am, and that is going to be completely rebuilt. And I have to sit and think about this deeply, because Pluto is also ruled by the astrological sign of Scorpio, and also I believe Aries as well, because of the Mars factor. So it is about passion, drive, what you're willing to live for, being thrown into those places where we feel like it's war, right? So that is the best example that I can give you. But on a societal level, look at that Pluto destruction into the groups that you're in, the friendships that we're going to see. It's going to be a big, massive, slow burn change, but you got to get in it, you got to feel it, you have to move forward with those changes and feel that thing, that passion of, through the quote-unquote burning ring of fire, to put you there. You're going to go through trial and tribulation. It's going to take time. It's going to take you to realize that, hey, I got to completely let go and die and feel and know and embody that emotional part of yourself to get there. And it's not usually an easy transition. Is it the hardest? No, depending on where it's at in your chart, and if it's a natal or returning to its original placement in your chart. Okay, so we go through all of these changes, and Anubis came in talking about change and seeing your friends change, seeing your hobbies, where you belong, and really looking at that opposite sign of Leo to see who it is that you are and what it is that you enjoy. Those things, once again, Pluto, death, rebirth, it changes. Everything is going to change. And so as you change, so does everything else. And seeing that, there is, don't put this Piscean illusion on that with the Saturn kind of aspect going on. But we need to watch where we're putting our energy, flow with the change, not resisting it, and changing the circle and the groups and thinking about where it is that you truly belong. And you guys have been probably feeling this for a very long time. You've been feeling really out of place. The place that you're with is not the same. The family members that you're hanging out with, not the same. The group that you want to hang out with is not the same. And the Aquarian energy, it's, once again, a lot of radical change. You're going to be seeing unexpected changes. You're going to be seeing, you're like, wow, this is going to take a turn that I never thought that would happen. And just kind of moving in that, and it's going to be quick, sudden, and just fast. On top of this, though, we need to slow down in this area of life. This is what a retrograde means. It means to slow down. It is when it's stationed direct, it is in the masculine energy. It's positive. It's moving forward in the positive polarity. When it is retrograde, we are in the feminine aspect. That means we need to take our time and slow down. So whatever area this is, take a look and see where it's happening in your chart, and then kind of just move slowly from there and just move and flow with it. And so even for me, for example, I'm even seeing that, I like playing the video games, I enjoy it, but, it's not giving me that, huge satisfaction all the time. I need to find, with the Aquarian energy, things that I can just pick up and do and enjoy and do it quickly and put it down and learn something from it and gain wisdom from it and maybe do something more with a group and friends. So it's like finding that that balance. And maybe even for me, I may be finding that I may be dating people and it may be within my friend groups, or I may be finding that, I need to relate to the people around me more to find that thing, or be in a group where that is. And that's very true for me. So see where it's going. Capricorn energy, we've talked about this multiple times, but I've been getting so deep into it with the Saturn return and Capricorn energy, and I've been really learning it because where I live in the United States, if you guys are new to my channel, I live right on the outskirts of Philadelphia in New Jersey. I'm about 20 minutes, 30 minutes away with traffic to Philadelphia, and so it never hit me that I was in the actual home of the creation of the birth chart of the United States. So I don't find that it is a coincidence that the United States is going through its Pluto return and has been for a little while. You're seeing a lot of deconstruction. So what this means for the United States and what this means for you as an individual, regardless of if you live in this country or not, because what the United States does affects everybody else around. So I got about 4 minutes left. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. So Capricorn energy is all about government, top-down officials, control. It is also every earth sign combined from Taurus and Virgo to Capricorn, and it embodies every single zodiac sign. Every zodiac sign is like this up until that point. And so what this means is this is the most mature earth sign. So think about going to work, material possessions, the literal reality in which you live through the senses. This is all about big government corporations as well. This is about business. This is about putting in the hard work and dedication and understanding the wisdom that comes with that, being before Sagittarius. So this is a very mature sign, but what happens is every sign has a positive and negative. And so the positive sign of this is it's a feminine sign, it's go-getter, hard work, slow and steady wins the race, do it the right way the first time to get the results and show that steady consistency and dedication. But with the devil in tarot, because it's a vampire that rules it, with this vampirism, we are attracted to things that we desire. We are attracted to things that where we want. We're put into this with the, over the last 200 years, 300 years, I believe it was Jupiter and Saturn were conjunct each other, and this created a big corporation mentality of buy, see what you want online, and all of these things. So you're revisiting every single aspect in this, especially the United States, because you're seeing how these people have a top-down control about you, how you go about this, realizing that, your bosses, your leaders, the people who are here to teach you and be of learning to you, it's more of a bullying, more of a coercion. It's more about learning those aspects. And so you're seeing reviewing deconstruction of the downfall to be rebuilt. And this is what's happening in the United States right now, because we can't afford shit. We can't do the things that we truly want to do. It's not as freedom loving as we think, and it's not a true democracy. So we're seeing all this from the United States as being rebuilt from the bottom down to be built back up. And this is the ugly part. It has to get worse before it gets better. And you're seeing all of these signs by all of these companies making more money and then not paying their workers enough. So it's a big thing where everybody is going in with this. So review once again, because I got a minute left. Reviewing all of those things about top-down control, money, greed, things that you're allured to, being thrown into these things of desire, the wanting more, working for more, the hard work. These particular darker entities know this information. They know how to work with the astrological aspects. Not everybody who does psychic work is always working for the light or the good. Know that there is bad that use these energies on a daily basis to manipulate and control society. And this is what you're seeing the deconstruction of. In your personal lives, depending on where it's at, mine was in family, so you're going to see these last bits of pieces coming together to be deconstructed, to rebuild. Review your relationships with your bosses, parents, and any kind of thing that were top down, okay? Till next time, namaste.